It's
Keep saying content not available anymore.
this is Facebook.
Sorry, if it's in and out, there's not much that I can do.
It's repeating that
Yeah.
same thing.
See, and now it's saying live
Like
again, but the thing is
ended.
going away. The counter. Now Diana's watching. Someone's on. Diana, can you hear me? Joe, can you hear me?
Not getting any response.
That's okay. You can't see me, but can you hear me? I'm trying again here, guys. I'm doing everything I can. This is Facebook. It's not us. All right. I see people are watching. You guys keep refreshing. The numbers are going up. People are watching. I don't know what's happening. This is something with Facebook because it's not us. So let's see. Ay, ay, ay. It says I'm live.
No, it's,
Okay.
yeah, somebody said, can hear you.
Charlie
hear
said,
and
we're
see
much
the
clearer.
bags."
I can't even get it.
It is a weird day, Cheryl. You are absolutely right. Barb still can't.
No, I got it. Well, I did have it.
Okay. Yes, you couldn't see me because I was on the other side of the camera,
Right.
so that's okay. All right. Are you good?
I
Barb's just trying to
think
get there so
so.
she can read
There
your
it is.
comments. Are you good?
It's on
yeah.
now.
Okay.
Nope, I'm on now.
Folks,
Okay.
welcome to Facebook. So, hopefully,
here.
hopefully people still aren't over trying to watch the old video. I have no answers for you. Facebook just did not. See, Facebook's trying to sabotage me. I blame this on Mark Zuckerberg. That's all I can tell you. So let's move on. Let's start our day. We're starting our day 8 minutes late, but who cares? It's Friday. It's Friday. Fridays are good. So I'm just going to jump right into it because I'm very excited. I told the ladies this morning I'm super excited. We have over 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, and I'm very excited about that. So if you're watching on YouTube and it's Monday, good morning. Welcome to YouTube. Let's see, our group is up to 669. Last week we were at 666, and I really did not like that, so I'm glad that more people joined.
Exactly.
I'm not a, well, okay, that's a lie. I am superstitious, but also 666 just does not sound good.
No.
That's my
So,
phone number.
Yeah, I know.
If you are watching this because you
without
came
saying, but
over
that
from
was
Janome or from anywhere else, if you're new and you want to join our group, I'm going to say it again. You have to answer the questions, all 3 of them. There's only 3. I just want to know if you made the pattern, if you've made my patterns or not. That's it. I'm just, just like to know who you are and where you're coming from. Why is someone calling me right now? I'm on Facebook.
Because you're popular.
I'm on Facebook. Now my watch is going. I'm busy. Jeez. Now it's probably Mark Zuckerberg calling because he's mad at me. You have to answer all 3 questions. Have you made any of my patterns yet? How did you hear of us? Because now that we are kind of branching outside of our, I hate to say clique, but we're a little clique, aren't we? Our family. As we branch out, I just like to know how you heard of us. I saw a lot of people joining because of the Janome video last week. And obviously I'm a business, I'm trying to reach out, but I want to know where these people are coming from. Did you find me on YouTube, Janome? Did you just randomly stumble upon me one day when you had nothing else to do? I don't know. And you have to agree to the rules. So you just have to skim through them. And basically, if you're curious as to our rules, if you don't know, be nice. Don't be mean to people and only post things that are from my patterns. It's pretty simple. We don't bully, we don't do the politics talk, we don't do any of the nonsense. It's our safe space. And as soon as someone is not following the safe space rules, we boot them out. Which we haven't really had to do, which is great because we're a happy family and it's gonna stay that way. So if you want to join the group, please do so. Barb was on the page earlier because she didn't know what was happening. None of us had a clue what was happening in the last 8 minutes.
No.
But you can find the group linked on the top of the page, and you're on the page right now. Or if you're on YouTube and you don't like Facebook, I don't really have any other options for you. You have to be on Facebook to be in the group. It's unfortunate. They don't have YouTube groups. I don't know. Maybe they will someday. I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know.
Maybe I just started something. Maybe there is. Someone's going to come and go, yes, they do. Where have you been? Listen, YouTube has been around for 15 years, and I've been part of it for like 9 months. So that's where I'm at. So if you are not already liking and following the page, please do so that you get notifications. If you are on YouTube, subscribe and hit the little notification bell so that you know when I post new content. We are here 11 a.m. Eastern every Friday, and then we are on YouTube. usually like 8, 9 a.m. Eastern on Mondays. I upload the following Monday from Facebook, and I put all of our other videos on there. And so you guys already saw I had 2 extra videos in the last week. I did the Janome video last Friday afternoon. It was my mom's first Facebook Live. She survived. Somebody did say, I can't hear your mom, and it's because my mom wears her microphone really far away, and my mom is very soft-spoken when she's reading questions, because I don't think she she didn't really want people to hear her. I'm like, but they have to hear you. So we're working on that. I saw later on, because I can't read the comments, her holding the microphone closer. So she must have read that somebody couldn't hear her. So she did awesome. She's going to help me out some more when I need help, when Barb and Marlene are not here. But anyway, thank you, Mom, if you're watching. We had a very long conversation this morning. I don't know if she's here or not. When I said to her I had a video today, she goes, you do? She's just retired. She's off in her own world right now, so it's fine. What else? I already lost my train of thought, because that's how it goes around here. If you're new, welcome. Oh, I also, see, then it comes back, and then it comes around. I also uploaded a little snippet from a longer video, so that's why it sounds like I'm in the middle of something, because I am. I took it out of a long video I made last week, and it was some pressing tips, because no matter how many times I say it, no matter how many times you guys have seen it, pressing tips are always good. It's always good to put them out there again and again. And what that was from, I don't have details yet. I mean, I do, but I don't know if I can tell you yet. I am waiting on details from AQS. If you're not familiar, AQS is the company that runs shows like Paducah, Grand Rapids. I know a lot of you have met me at some of their shows over the years. Everybody pretty much knows them for Paducah, but they are doing some more online stuff because we're not doing shows this year. So they are doing some new classes, and I'm going to be doing one of those classes, and it's actually pre-recorded. And as soon as I can tell you, because I want to tell you everything, I will tell you. But if you're an AQS member, you'll probably get an email. You might even get it before me. I'm just waiting for all the finishing, like, hey, you can talk about it now. So I made a full video. It was 2.5 hours long.
Oh my God.
Oh, yes, 2.5 hours of me. It's a lot of me. But let me tell you, you guys think that you have technology problems sometimes? You saw that I had one this morning. I could not get this video to download and send it to AQS for the life of me. I was about ready to mail her my iPad because I was getting so annoyed that it wouldn't work. So we all have problems sometimes. And maybe I am drinking. Maybe it's coffee. Who knows?
Looks like Irish cream.
It's very delicious. It's not actually alcohol. So
Everybody likes the ironing tips.
thank you, because, and I hate to say this, but everybody seems to have the same issue with Decor Bond, and I don't have that issue, and I don't know why, and I'm not keeping secrets. I don't keep secrets from you guys. I tell you everything. I tell you things you don't want to know, and that you don't care about. Barb and Marlene too. I tell you a lot. It's not too much. It's AMI. It's a lot of information.
AMI, a lot of information.
Too much. All the I don't know. Maybe it is alcohol. ALI. All. Why do you guys watch me every Friday? It makes no sense.
I don't know.
So anyway.
Why don't you share us with the Irish cream?
No.
She didn't give us any Irish cream.
No.
That's why she's so giddy.
I am not.
She is drunk.
I am not drunk. Wow, that's the title of this video. I am not drunk.
You know what happens to people that say that.
I know. It's been a super long week. Not a bad week, not like the best week, but just a long week. I had a Zoom guild meeting on Monday, and it started at 7 o'clock at night, so I didn't get home until past my bedtime because I am 100 years old and I go to bed at like 8. So when you start the week tired, you kind of can't catch up. I'm just done. I'm shot for this week. That's why I'm not demoing anything. It wouldn't go well. The only new thing that came in this week are these really pretty fat quarter bundles. Aren't these pretty? They're Tulip Pink True Colors, and they have little stacks by color. I know which one's my favorite, and I bet you I know which one is Marlene's. All right, let me see if I'm right. I'm going to say that this is Barb's because she likes aqua and purple's her second favorite. And I'm going to say that this one's Marlene's because she likes purple and red. Am I close?
You were exactly right.
Yay. See how well I know them?
Does that
that
mean we
mean
get
win
them?
'em?
Do we win
Did we
them?
win those?
Yes, for money. So, okay,
Oh,
which one do
darn.
you think is my favorite?
The purple.
The purple.
Well, they're both purple.
That one.
No, she doesn't like red.
Oh, that's right. That
Only
one.
that one.
The one that I like.
I like them both.
I
I like
those
half
too.
of this one and
I
half
like
of this
the
one.
lime green.
Put them together.
I do too.
I
like
know.
the
I
other
think
two,
they're so
too.
pretty.
Those
So
are
Yeah,
pretty
those
too.
are pretty too. The peachy.
Except for this stripe on the
Yeah, the stripe. Yeah. Oh,
they're not on the
stripe.
website yet because they just came in, but that will be up hopefully this
They're
afternoon.
really pretty.
They're just bundles of 16, so they're not huge, but you know they're really pretty, and it's tulip pink, so why not? I did order some things. I have so much fabric coming in, but because we never know when anything is going to ship anymore, because it's it's a surprise.
Yeah.
I will have fabric arriving as early as next week, all the way through till August. We have no idea. If you guys remember back in the summer, I know we had I don't think I have it. Yes, I do. We had a kit for the Abby bag with the beautiful, what'd you call them? Cone flowers. With the navy background and had the reds and the purples. And it sold out like that. And somebody messaged me or emailed me and said, "Are you getting it back in?" And I said, "Yeah, any day now."
It still hasn't shown
It
up.
still hasn't shown up. It's still in my pending orders from May. And now it's part of a new collection. I don't know what's going on. It's a new collection of old stuff and new stuff from Anna Maria. It's on order. I ordered like 3 bolts of it. We're supposed to have it sometime in August. I don't know what's happening anymore. But there was also a couple of other prints. We have canvas on order. And then every so many weeks, I just kind of search through to see if any of the canvases that we love have been restocked. And there was an audible, I got so excited yesterday. Thank God no one was in the office because one of my absolute favorite canvases was restocked. I'm going to show you because
Which
I'm
one?
so excited about it. If I can find the bag. This one. This one
Oh, that one's pretty, yeah.
with the smaller flowers. This is the pink version, and then there's also one that's blue. A lot of similar colors, but less pink and more blue. I was like, ah! I got so excited. Luckily, the mechanics were not in here, so otherwise they would have thought something was wrong with me, which there is. But I ordered that. That is coming soon, and then a brand new, never seen before canvas. And you guys were so excited about solid canvases that I ordered solids. They should be shipping hopefully by the end of January. And funny story, even the best of us, even the big fabric companies have typos. And this is funny because I think I started to lose sleep over this because I was very confused. There were 2 colors of Essex linen that I wanted to get. We have a lot of blues and neutrals. We don't have any green. And there were 2 beautiful greens, and I couldn't decide, and I was like, I'm ordering them both. One is called Pickle, which is cute. One in my book was called Plum, P-L-A-M. I went home that night going, what on earth is a plum? Is it a plant? Is it a fruit? What the hell's a plum? I asked my mother, I was like, do you know what a plum is? Am I saying it wrong? Is it plam? It's palm. They typed it wrong on the card. And when I was like, what is a plam? I mean, this company's out of California. Maybe they have things we don't have over there. And I'm like, what? I laid down to go to bed and I was like, what is a plum? Somebody tell me what a plum. I was about to ask you guys. I was like, I gotta know what a plum is. Yeah, they made a typo. It's called palm, which makes more sense since it's green.
Telling you to use your brain.
I'm trying to use my brain, and my brain's like, we don't know what a plum is. You're obviously not smart. You should find out. Well, guess what? It's palm. So pickle and palm are coming. It just makes me
Pickle and
laugh.
palm.
But they're beautiful greens.
Palm pickle.
We're getting plums and pickles. They're coming. And the zippers have shipped, the 2 new colors.
Great.
I know. I wanted to save that
we're
till
so
last
excited.
because Barb and Marlene are not excited at all.
Yay, fantabulous.
Okay.
How many yards does zipper come on one thing?
Oh, don't worry about it.
Yeah, 1,000 or something. I don't know. It just seems like it's
If
never
you would
ending.
like to volunteer to come here and untie the knots of zippers, send me an email.
we would love you.
There's certain things that all of us avoid doing. Diva screws. We found someone to do
Yeah,
those.
thank
None of us
God.
like doing
I hate
those.
doing those.
And zippers. I don't love them either, but nobody pays me to do things. I'm just saying. So anyway, I
We
might
do
actually
them
be
under
drinking.
duress.
I know.
Yeah.
It's a necessity. There's got to be something that's not a great part of the job.
Yeah, Well, if you are still here, and I honestly, I don't know why you would be, but if you are still watching, today's topic is something I wanted to talk about for a while, but honestly, I didn't have a good reason to talk about it because, no, there's a reason, because why talk about something that really wasn't relevant at the moment? Because as you all know, we can't really do classes. I mean, you can kind of, but it would be very limited and you'd have to wear a mask and, that just fogs up my glasses and I don't like wearing that all day. It's hard to hear people through them. And I wasn't offering Zoom classes, so there was no reason to talk about it. But guess what? I am.
Convinced her.
It's up. It's up. You guys all convinced me. It's not that I didn't want to do it. Let me just preface this by saying I love teaching. And I don't say this about a lot of things that I do. I like to think that I'm fairly humble and modest. I'm not like, I'm amazing. That's not who I am. There are certain things that I know that I am good at, and I know that I am a good teacher. I am very confident in that, and I feel okay saying that. I have had very few negative reviews, and I can look back at those moments and think, I know exactly why you were upset with me, and it was not me. And so that's one of the things I feel really good about doing.
Ooh, you
That
got lots of thumbs
and
up
talking
hearts
way
and
too much.
wow.
I know that I can talk way
Woohoo.
too much. I also know that I can't cook. So, you can't be
Can't
everything.
agree with anything.
That's right.
I can't be everything to everyone. So, the class list is up. There is a separate brand new page on the website, and I even moved it over so it will be right on the top of the website, and it's called Virtual Classes. And on that page, there's a lot of things to read. And the reason is I want this to go as smoothly as possible for all of us. For me as the instructor, for you as the student, for everybody. That one of the frustrations I've always had with teaching is when you have an amazing class, which I've had more amazing classes than hard classes. When you get this amazing group of people that are enjoying themselves and they're having a great time and they're sewing and they're proud of their accomplishments, you have a wonderful day. But it only takes one bad apple to ruin the entire class. And I bet you've all been at least one class where you're like, if she wasn't here or if he wasn't here, I would have had a better day. So I'm not picking on anybody. I'm just saying I have a few tips for you. I've been doing this for a very long time. I actually can't remember how long. It's been that long. I started teaching before I wrote patterns. I want to say that I started teaching at the Guild before you were even a member.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't even a member.
I'm
then.
going to guess I've been teaching for in the 15 to 16 year mark, somewhere in there. And I've had awesome stuff and I've had some frustrations, and so in order to make sure that we can eliminate as much of that as we can and make all of us have an amazing day, these are some of the things that are on there. And I'm going to kind of read through them just to, take any questions that you have, or if you want to throw your 2 cents in, or if the girls want to say anything. Barb has done an online, have you done one online class? A couple?
I think it was just one class.
One class.
Yeah, I've done a lot of
Marlene
Zoom,
hasn't,
one
but both
class.
of them have taken in-person classes and they've taken them with me. Barb's taken quite a few because you took some with the Guild even before Marlene. I've been your teacher a few
Oh,
times,
yeah,
so,
yeah.
and Marlene's, and the last
We
time was with
survived.
Lucy, wasn't it?
Yes, it
Yes, it was.
We did one after
So
that.
they can tell you, I'm pretty good. I'm pretty solid. We made Lucy with
We made
Lucy.
Lucy.
Yes.
Up at Adirondack.
With Marlene's friend Lucy, who's not really Lucy, but that's what we call her.
But she's like Lucille.
But she's like Lucille Ball. So I just kind of want to go through a couple of things to make sure that you understand them and to tell you kind of what I expect from you and what you can expect from our classes. And please, if you have questions, we will get to the class part and the kit part at the end. I'm not going to read every single word of this, but I just kind of want to, let's just have a chat. I've been wanting to have this conversation for a while, and now it's the best time because we're ready. So on the top of the page, it's going to tell you, that this is what I expect and this is what you can expect. One thing, and it's right up at the top, I'm going to just say it right up front. Payment is due when you purchase your class, and the class is like an item on the website. So you put it in your shopping cart, and you can shop for other things. It's a physical product, which means if you wanted to buy supplies at the same time, you can check out at once. Patterns are always different because they're digital, but this is not a digital thing. So you put that in there, anything else you need to shop for, and you're good to go. Classes are non-refundable. And the reason that they are non-refundable, as most of you know, I also have an all sales final policy on the website. My reason for that is that, number one, we offer free shipping. So when it comes to product, it's hard for me to take things back. It's hard once we've cut things to accept them back. But also, when it comes to a class, I need you to really take it seriously. This is a scheduled time that I've taken out of my day. It's that, times that other people have taken out. And if you sign up and then don't show up, that's a spot that someone else could have had. So I feel like sometimes when you know it's non-refundable, you take it a little bit more seriously. So obviously, I'm a reasonable person. If something catastrophic happens, just email me. I'm not that mean. But putting it out there, especially for the people that will read this without watching this video, it just felt a little bit better. And they agreed I was not being super mean. So that's how it is in a lot of places. If we have to cancel the class for any reason, we will obviously address that, reschedule. And I don't see why we would, unless there was a snowstorm and I would have to teach at my house, which would be really interesting with the dogs. I will be teaching in the office, so it won't look as pretty, but if I teach here, they're going to keep interrupting me. So each class is done on a weekday and a weekend, so you can pick whatever works for you. If you are retired and you have flexibility and you can do the weekday class, please do that. That way, any of our workers, anybody that has a strict schedule, maybe with kids and all sorts of, all that other stuff, can have the Saturday classes. There is a limit on students. Each class, I think, is between 10 and 12. That is so I can see all of you on my Zoom app. I want to see all of your faces and, be accessible to all of you like I would in a classroom. And also, teaching online is new to me. I don't want it to be 20, 30 people for my first class. I have done that in person, and that is stressful. I burn a lot of calories doing those classes, running and running and running. I did not want it to be too overwhelming for any of us, and I want everyone to make sure they have attention. This is new for all of us. Some of you also haven't taken online classes. So I limited, and once it's sold out, you can't buy it anymore, so it's done. And we'll offer them again. I am New York based, as you know, so all of the times are listed in Eastern Standard Time. I did not start anything super early for us because I know that's early for California. Some of you wake up early, and it's fine. I wake up early. But some of you do not want to wake up at 5 a.m. on a Saturday and start a class, and I get that. So all of the classes start at 11, and I'm going to talk about this in a second, which is actually going to be 10:45. So that would be 7:45, right? Yes, West Coast. And I'll explain that in a second. So what I did with each of the classes, let's just say, for instance, I'm just looking at my book, and I bought an old school planner. I love writing things down. I really do. I have it in my phone, but I like
I don't even
looking.
use my phone.
I use both.
that.
I use my phone because it notifies me, but I can look at the full count. I mean, they're pretty. I love stationery and stuff like that. So I'm just.
AQS one.
I had an AQS one, but I didn't get another one this year.
I did.
I love the AQS one. So what I did here, I'm just going to read one for example. So we have the EV crossbody bag. That one I have scheduled from 10:45 to 4:30. Here's why. 10:45 to 11 is when you're going to come and get settled in and log in. You have a question about what foot to start with. You're not familiar with the Zoom app. You want to make sure that you can see me and you want to get everything ready. You have that 15 minutes of kind of staging time, just like you would if you went to a quilt shop and you come a little early to get yourself set up. That's going to be reserved for all those pre-sewing questions. From 11 to 4:30 is when we're going to have our class, and for anything over 5 hours, I factored in a half-hour lunch break for two reasons. We all need to stop and take a break. I will take a break too. I'm not going to hang out. I'm going to eat my lunch, check my phone, all that. But also, my AirPods need to charge, and I don't want them to die in the middle of me talking to you guys. So we'll take our half-hour break when it seems logical. We'll come back after lunch, and we'll keep sewing. So you're not stuck there and you can't eat. It's not prison. You know, I mean, it kind of is. I'm going to tell you when you can do stuff, but, not that I've ever been to prison, but I imagine that's how it works. I haven't. So let's see here. Let's talk about being prepared. How can you make my day? How can you be an amazing student? Come prepared. I know that this person's not watching, so I'm going to say it. It's okay. I had a disaster happen at a class once at a quilt shop. And what this person didn't realize is that the person she was complaining to actually was the shop owner. So it kind of didn't fly, but I watched her come into class about 2 minutes before it started. She didn't give herself very much time. She put her machine down and she literally grabbed, and I'm not over exaggerating, a pile of fabric and slammed it down on the table. And I'm looking going, well, that's a lot for this bag, but okay. And the woman next to her says, what's all that for? She goes, I don't even know what I'm supposed to do. I don't know where I'm supposed to start. I didn't know what it looked like. I didn't know what to do. I didn't even know what to bring. Nobody sent me any information. The woman next to her who owned the shop said, that's not true. I sent it to you twice. So because of this, that image stresses me out because now I'm looking at everybody else who's thinking, are we going to lose time? Is she going to need more attention? Or did we do something wrong? Everybody gets weird and stressed out. I don't want that to happen. Granted, you don't have to look at anybody else. You can turn your Zoom so that all you're looking at is me. But when you come prepared, you make everybody's life easier, including your own. And I want you to get as much done as you can. So when you buy a class, click on it, and in the class description, it's going to tell you the date and the time. Be very careful. Pick the one that you want because there's a few. There's 2 to 3 for each bag. Make sure it's the one you want. Make sure you're available. You're good to go. Read down on the bottom. There is prep work. And the prep work is what I would normally ask of you and a little bit extra because I want us to get as far as we can. Every bag you're going to need to cut and fuse. That's standard for me. I always ask that. Every bag, if there's a template, you're going to want to cut your templates out. Get those ready ahead of time so you're not looking for your paper scissors. If you have zippers by the yard, put your pulls on before the class. That way you're not in class nervously trying to get a pull on and having an issue. That way you're not holding yourself up. You can take as much time as you need to get your zipper pull on. And unless otherwise stated, you will also be preparing your handles ahead of time. Handle or handles depending on the bag, not the hardware. And it says it in there. We're going to do hardware together, but I want you to have your handles done because the handles take forever and we like to take our time and top stitch and get it pretty and you're matching bobbins and you're doing all this stuff. If you have those done, then that's probably where we're going to start and then you're already a step ahead. So it's good. Barb is making a funny face. Do you have a question?
Are the handles on that bowler bag different than
This
the
one?
pattern?
Yes.
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 They are. Okay.
Ignore that. I'll talk about that at the end, I promise. Yes. So, but that actually brings me to the next thing. In the class description, there are going to be some things that are not going to be allowed for class. For instance, the bag that you're looking at here is a Liana Bowler bag that I used icicles on. Because I can't be there with you, helping you out, assisting you, showing you how to put the screws in and where you want to do everything, we are not going to do any of the fancy options or we're going to do a lot of options in class. So for that bag, you're going to do it with the rectangle rings. You're going to do it exactly the way the pattern is written. For the Alice, for instance, we're going to work on the larger size. We're going to do the adjustable slide set. Anything that has options, I'm going to tell you in the description what option we're going to cover. The reason is when we're in an in-person class, Barb is doing icicles, Marlene's doing rectangle rings. Marlene's good, Barb needs a little extra help. I can go over to Barb and say, hey, this is how you want to get the holes for your screws. This is what you want to do. And Marlene can continue on. Now that I can't walk over to her and show her physically, it's just too many options. We would end up having 4 different handle styles. It would be outrageous. So I'm sorry if that does not make you happy, but please understand, again, I want this to run smoothly for all of us. I want us all to leave happy, not thinking that was the worst thing I've ever paid for in my life. I want you all to be really happy. So that's that. And Barb may weigh in on this because she's taken a Zoom class. She might not have anything to add to it, but treat these classes like they are an in-person class. I know I'm not standing next to you. I know we're not in a room together. But pretend that we are in the way that you would in a quilt shop or at a guild. be respectful towards each other and towards me. What I mean by that is in talking over people. With the Zoom app, if you're not familiar, if one of you is talking and the other one instantly starts to talk over them, it will cut one of you off and I will only hear one of you. So just kind of, use that to your discretion. Ask a question when you need to, but try to be respectful. I love all of you. I tell a lot of stories, but we're going to reserve that for other times. You always have somebody that's just so happy to be there and wants to tell you about their house and their dog and their lunch. Let's save that for later, just so that we can all stay on track.
One of the easiest ways to avoid that is to raise your hand, physically
Yes.
raise your hand and wait until you're acknowledged by the teacher.
Yes, absolutely. And Barb is right. And if you didn't hear her, we're talking about raising hands. Not just, you can physically raise your hand and kind of give me a little wave, but there is actually a button on the Zoom app. If you don't know where that is, I will show you that in the beginning of class, where if you just want to kind of say something and you don't want to, maybe I can't see you, because I don't care where your camera's set up. It does not matter to me. You have to see me, but I don't have to see you. You can set it up however you want. There's a way that you can raise your hand. It's like a little button, and I can say, oh, someone has a question. And we'll talk about that at the end. But, just kind of make sure that we're all trying to be as respectful towards each other as we can. And in one of those things, and this has happened to me a few times, and it makes me a little nuts. If you do this, I don't want to know about it. Please make one thing at a time. I have had people come to classes and they've done all the prep work for, let's say, 2 wallets. Well, I understand you think if I'm going to do it once, I can do it twice. It shouldn't take long. But what happens is you end up getting behind as the steps go on and get longer. You think you can keep up. Let's do one project at a time, because it just ends up being bad for you. It will stress you out. It will stress me out when I see you with something blue in your hand and then something else and I'm like, what's going on? So one project at a time. We'll just limit it to what we're working on, okay? So just things that I have observed over the years of being a teacher, and it's not so much me, but I look at you and I see your face starting to change when you're like, oh no, I'm behind, this is a bad idea, and you stress yourself for a reason you don't have to. Let's see here, what else? So the Zoom app has to be downloaded before class. If you haven't done it, it's an app, it's in your app store, whether you have an iPad, an iPhone, one of those other Androids, you can download it. I am going to suggest, if you have a tablet of any kind or if you have a laptop, it's easier for you in class to use that than your phone because of visibility. This is a really small screen. You're not going to see very much of me demoing anything if you have the option. If you don't go out and buy an iPad just for this. But if you have the option, it's much easier. I think you guys both use your iPads. It's so small on the phone, it's hard. Unless you're just having a one-on-one conversation, it's a little bit too hard. And again, you can set it up wherever you want. I don't know what your workspace looks like, but mine, I'm a little bit limited. If I needed to set up my iPad, it would kind of be off to the side. I don't care if I can't see your face until you need to ask me something. Or you can even just hold up whatever you're doing. As long as you can see me and you're comfortable, that's all that matters. I think I could see both of you for the most part, but Marlene's, when we did our test, was off to the side a little bit, and it's fine. As long as she could see me, that's all that mattered. Yeah. And Marlene, I'm going to pick on you again because I know you can take it.
Me again.
When was your first Zoom interaction?
Last week.
Last week, and she did it. Marlene, are you techie?
No.
Not at all, she said.
No.
So Marlene can do it.
Yeah,
You
she
can
wanted
do
to
it.
come
Yeah.
to my house to do it.
Yes,
I told
and
her
Barb
no.
wouldn't let her.
I told her no, do it at your house.
That's right.
If-
I did it.
But she did it, and we had fun.
And she loved it.
And she
did.
loved
I
it.
had fun. It
And
was
now
good.
she's going to take a class with all of us. So you're going to see Marlene in class.
Oh boy.
Maybe.
Maybe.
She's not sure yet. Barb's already like,
Yeah,
when am I
no, I
signing
am.
up?
Yeah.
If possible, and I address this because, again, this is why we do test videos, because I don't always know certain things. If it's possible for you to go into your Zoom app, make sure that your name is your name. And the reason is, I don't know all of you in person. Some of you, I don't know what you look like at all. And I hate going, process of elimination. Are you Karen? So if your thing says Karen, then I will get used to your names better. And, well, obviously your name. Don't change them all to Karen. But make sure that it's, because one of our friends logged on, and she's very new to Zoom, isn't she, Sue?
Yeah.
She's very
Yeah,
new.
she's- yeah.
Sue said her tablet name, so I was like, who's in the waiting room? because if you haven't done Zoom, there's a waiting room, so I have to see that you're there and let you in. So Barb was there, and it said Barb's iPad, and I was like, oh, Barb's here. And then it said tablet, and I was like, who's here? So it was a surprise. It was a good surprise, but I didn't know who was there. I have to just say it. We may not finish the project in class. We're going to try our absolute hardest to get it done, but we may not. And I say this because I don't want you to come in with your expectations high and then feel sad and disappointed because you didn't get it done, or Barb got hers done and I didn't get mine done. It's not a competition. You're fine. And if you don't finish it, I'm pretty sure you all know how to get a hold of me if you have a question. And you can absolutely email me and say, I didn't finish, am I doing this right, or can you help me? And if I can stay a few minutes later, I will stay. If I can't, what I usually do in class is I mark your pattern. So I'll say, you are at step 10, this is where you're gonna pick up, and I'm happy to help you guys with that. I want this to be as in-person as it can be via tablet. That being said, some of you are speed demons, and some of you because you've done this and you take classes just because they're fun, and some of you take classes because you genuinely need to be told how to do certain things and you want to absorb everything. If you're behind, so be it. If you are ahead and you want to go to the next step, I don't care. We're all adults. If you're like, hey, I already know how to do this, I'm going to go on to the next step, go right ahead. This class is your class, so you treat it how it makes you happy. And that's always been my policy. I will never get mad if you go ahead. Just don't be mad at me if you missed something because you went ahead and assumed. Don't assume. No
Question.
assuming. Yes.
Do you have an opinion on people turning?
Do I have an opinion? Well,
Silly
sometimes.
question.
No.
I know you've never done a Zoom class before, but do you think you'd have an opinion about people turning their camera off so you can't see them?
That doesn't bother me.
Okay.
I mean,
Because you
Zoom in a nutshell, okay? And this is for anybody that has not used it or has used it once and doesn't understand. For instance, I had a Zoom guild meeting on Monday. So I was told that the meeting started at 7, but I wouldn't be on until roughly 7:20, 7:30. Well, I don't like to be late, and I don't want them waiting for me. So about 5 minutes to 7, I logged in. I didn't turn my video on. They don't need to see me. It says my name. They know I'm there. So just to alleviate any stress of them going, is she here? When they started their meeting and they got into it, I turned my camera on. And you'll see it. If you're using a laptop or a computer, most of your buttons are at the bottom. If you're using a tablet, they're usually at the top. And all you do is touch your screen and they'll all come on for you. It'll say, my iPad is right up in the top right corner. It says video or use video. And so you can turn it off. If you want to turn it off, I don't care. As long as you can hear me and you can see me when needed, that's up to you. There's also a mute button, which we will go over. I don't care if you're muted or not. It does not bother me if you don't want to mute yourself, because I had all of them sewing and it only picks up on one machine and it's not super noisy. If it distracts everybody, we can mute everything. As long as you can hear and see me, that's really the main thing. I'll show you where the mute button is. I'm not going to explain it here, but the only thing I will say is if you're not muted, make sure your TV's off because it will pick up in the background and it gets really loud, and make sure you don't have multiple devices right next to each other because it will get a weird echo and it hurts your ears. If you have dogs barking, kids crying, husbands doing what husbands do, just mute as needed, again, respectfully to everybody else. If it's just you hanging out alone and you don't want to mute, I don't care. The hand raising, I'll also show you that too and how to use that button. But Zoom is pretty basic. There's a lot of things that we probably could do that we don't do, but I know how to do my part and you have a minor role in this, so it'll be fine. Let's see. One thing that is a real perk for you guys that you can't get in an in-person class is the video afterwards. I record all of the classes. And so what the video entails is anything I see. So it's going to be you'll see my camera on me. I have another camera that I will bring on. I will spotlight it so you have to look at it when I'm doing any cutting or pointing at anything. I can also bring pictures on screen. Whatever I need to do, it will be from my point of view. And, excuse me, I'm going to save those and send them to my students afterwards. That being said, they are not available forever. So it's really just for you to go back, take some notes, check a few things. Maybe you missed something. If you got behind and you want to check something else, or if I had a tip for you and you didn't hear it, they're only going to be available for about a week. I have to get rid of them because of storage. So it's a perk. Enjoy it. It's not around forever. And please don't share with anybody that didn't pay for class. This is still a business. And if you were in person with me, you wouldn't have this option. So I think it's kind of cool that Zoom offers that. I think it's a pretty neat thing that I can record it. So it is recorded, but it will not be shared on the internet with anybody else. Don't worry if you're in your PJs. It's not like that. I'm not putting it on YouTube. It's just for us that were in class.
Just reiterate where,
Yes.
where they're going to find the list of classes.
On the website, on the top, it says virtual classes. It's its own separate page. The top of the page is like a hand on a mouse with a laptop. You'll see it. All of this stuff that I'm telling you is first, and then you're going to scroll down to the classes. Okay, so let's talk about the classes and the kits, because that's the real fun part. This is all just the, all that stuff. So what I did is I scheduled starting February 9th. So nothing is before February 9th. That means you have over 3 weeks to decide when you want to, if you want to do it, if you want to order anything. I have classes scheduled through May. So I did four, February, March, April. I did 4 months. I will continue adding classes. I will continue adding things to it. I will probably not do more than 4 in a month because I do have other things to run a business, and I do still have other, Zoom meetings and Friday Facebook and all that kind of stuff. Classes are on Tuesdays and on Saturdays because we have nothing scheduled on Saturdays and the girls work Monday and Friday. So if they want to take a class, we're good. And so it spreads things out for me because I also have obligations on Thursdays. So just to spread it out. So we've got Tuesdays and Saturdays. One Saturday a month, the last Saturday, unless it's a holiday, is Open Sew. And this was something I had thought about, and then Katie actually suggested it. And it's just from 11 to 3, one Saturday a month. You do not have to be coming from a class. You don't have to be trying to finish a class project. It can be any one of my patterns that you need some help with. It's not a formal class. I can't sit and go step by step by step with you, but it's when you need a little extra help, you got caught on something, you want to ask me some questions, you just want to hang out and maybe talk to people. It's $10. It's 3 hours. You don't have to, 3 hours. You don't have to stay the whole time. If you just want to log in, ask a couple questions and jet out because you have things to do, that's fine. You can stay the full 3 hours. So I did that so that you can have help when you need it or finish projects, whatever you need, my patterns only. Again, I don't know everybody's patterns. I can't help you finish something I didn't write. So So Many Creations patterns at all, it's there for you. If you can't make it, you can always email me. And now let's talk about kits. So when you scroll down past all the blah, 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 down to the bottom, you're going to see the classes, and they are in chronological order. So Evie Messenger Bag is February 9th, and it's going to tell you the time. Click on it. It's going to tell you all the information, what you need to do ahead of time, and then they're going to go in chronological order all the way down to May. When you get down to the bottom, underneath that is something I called base kits. All of these bags are already existing kits that we have on the kits page. The kits page is the complete kits that has everything. But you have your own fabric, you just want to get the basics, you just want to make sure you've got the interfacing, you've got, the hardware. The base kits include any interfacing or fleece, they include any hardware in your choice of color, and they also include for you zippers. Because we have so many zippers, I can't do each one as an option.
You
They
have
know.
no idea.
I can't do that.
You've got to be up to like 80 different zippers by now. or
We
more.
have like 15 or 20 colors plus however many teeth they come in,
Yeah,
plus 2
it's
styles
gotta
of pulls.
be-
I can't do them all
Well,
as
it's gotta be more
options.
than 80.
So it's going to tell you what you're getting. You have to leave me a note. Just say, oh, I want the black and gunmetal with the donut pulls. Perfect. You can also choose with and without a pattern. So if you have the pattern, you don't need it. If you need a pattern, we'll send you a paper copy. So that's there in case you need just the basics and you want to use your own fabric. And one of the classes that's listed is probably not for the majority of you, but in case you know someone that might be interested, or if you're new here, I am doing a beginner Taurus tote bag class. I'm doing it in March. I decided this actually after the guild meeting. One of the ladies said, what do you recommend for a beginner bag? So the Taurus tote bag class is in March. It's an easy bag. There's no hardware. It's just interfacing. I did a base kit for that in case you're brand new to bag making. You don't have to worry about getting the correct interfacing. Pick whatever fabric you want. And in that class and that class only, we're gonna make handles. Because I'm assuming that you have never made a bag or it's been so long that you don't know what you're doing. So I want this to be start to finish really basic. Most of you, like I said, don't need it. I think you've all made Taurus tote bags. But if you're joining us and you're new and you're like, oh, I'm not intimidated by a nice simple bag, let's do that. And that class is even smaller. That class, I think I think it was capped at 6 because I want to make sure my beginners have as much attention as possible. I want to get them hooked. I want them to love bag making as much as we do. So, I think that's everything. That was what I did this week because unfortunately it was not the week to get much else done. I was doing all sorts of other things and it's been super crazy busy here at the shop for my husband, which is good, but it also it cuts into my time. I've been here till 3 every day. I know. So, are there any other questions? Did I miss anything?
I don't think so.
Is everybody happy? I hope so.
I
It's
think
Friday.
Everybody's happy.
Happy.
It's halfway through January.
Everybody
Is it happy
appears to be
hour?
happy.
It's happy hour.
Happy hour there. We don't have happy hour.
No, Jess doesn't include us. in her
Yesterday-
happy hour.
Yesterday was my husband's birthday, and my husband doesn't like birthdays, but I like birthdays because birthdays equal cake. And my husband has never had a Carvel ice cream cake.
What?
It's something he's wanted his whole life. I never knew this. We've been together almost 16 years. He's never mentioned it.
Huh.
So I went to the store and I got the cutest little tiny Carvel
did you?
cake. And him and Zoe ate their cake, and I said, "So, was it everything you dreamed it would be?" And he goes, "I'm getting another piece." So I think I won on the birthday spectrum. I think I did good.
Good
And
job.
he was very happy. The dog was happy. She thought ice cream cake was the best thing ever.
Sue
So,
Smith's husband's birthday was yesterday too.
what? Well, happy birthday, Sue Smith's husband. Is his name Eric too? No, it's
No.
not. I know what it is too. Shoot, I can't
Just went
remember.
out of my head.
I know. It's like,
Sue, what's your husband's
Sue, what's your
name?
husband's name? It's
Mr.
not
Smith.
Eric. Mr. Smith. I don't know why that's so
Is
funny.
Is it Randy?
Miss
No. Randy?
Bob, Brian,
No.
Richard,
I
Robert,
can't remember.
Barbara. I don't know.
No. I know you're there, Sue.
Sue's ignoring us now.
Gary. I
Gary.
should remember. It's my
That was my
brother's name.
next guess. It wasn't.
It's my brother's name. I should have remembered because I've met him.
Jeez.
Thank you,
Barb.
Sue.
All right. So, and if you're a January birthday, happy birthday. Anybody else born on the 14th? I think that's everything. Anybody we like born on the 14th? No. Ironically, my brother-in-law's birthday is also the 14th, different month. So it's easy to remember his because, you know. So, any other questions? You know how to get a hold of
The
me.
tips were great.
I
Thank
hope
you.
they're good. Let's be amazing. Let's be awesome people like we always are. You guys are great. I love the group. You're doing an amazing job. Keep posting stuff, and I'm going to get these bundles listed. And I hope, let's hope, I'll have something new to show you next week, like fabric-wise. I have a plan for next week for the video, but I'm hoping something comes in. I love when the FedEx
Let's
truck
hope
pulls
so.
up. It gets exciting. All right. Have a great weekend. I'll see you
Everybody
next
have
week.
fun.
Bye.